Players who hate indestructible removal, well, you're gonna hate this show today because we got the cure. I'm gonna start it off with Curse of the Swine. All these cards have some answer to indestructible creatures. You might have thought they're indestructible, but how about this? For a blue X, exile target creature or creatures. And for each creature exiled this way, its controller creates a 2/2 green boar creature token. Reminds me of Spirited Away. They ate too much stupid food. Now they turned from human soldiers to piglets and so on. I remember I didn't think very much about this card until a friend of mine who plays indestructible creatures, they were paranoid about Curse of the Swine. They're like, this thing's broken. How could they print this in blue? And I'm like, you get a 2/2 creature, but it deals with indestructible. Some people, they are paranoid about how you're going to deal with their indestructible stuff. Liquid Soulfly with Mutilate. Well, you need a lot of swamps to get the job done. This is not the original Mutilate. Okay, this is the original Mutilate. Black, 2 generic sorcery. All creatures get -1/-1 until end of turn for each swamp you control. We're going to need a lot of swamps for this job. Get your Urborg out. Ramp out your lands, get the Urborg out, and then even a Blightsteel Colossus won't be able to dodge this bad card. And by bad, I mean it's good. This is where bad means good. Elfiner's like, sacrifice mechanic. Well, that's not good enough. Alright, next up, this is a sad answer. Swords to Plowshares. The classic. I can't. I want to just do this. There we go. Swords to Plowshares. You go from soldier to farmer. 1 white. Instant. Exile target creature. Its controller gains life equal to its power. This is a creative one. Or I don't know, maybe it's not creative. Shadow Spear. This is actually quite a bit of a game changer, because people use this against me in Modern. I have indestructible creatures like Sveloon. And then they play Shadow Spear, and then you forget that it has... Everyone knows it gives +1/+1, it gives trample, and it gives lifelink, and you can equip for 2. But little does everyone know that there is this secret hidden box in the middle over here. It's almost like it's hidden in plain sight. For 1 mana, permanents your opponent's controls, they lose hexproof, and they lose indestructible until end of turn. So all, you know, anything goes. You go from indestructible to destructible. Throw a Doomblade at that thing. Okay, next up, let's look at Jess's Constricting Sliver. What is this, like a poison counter thing? 6 mana for a 3/3. Sliver creatures you control have, when this creature enters the battlefield, you may exile target creature an opponent controls until this creature leaves the battlefield. So everything is... Hunted Witness? No, Witness? No, Hunted... Can't remember. There's like a 1/3 ETB exile something until it leaves, and then it's gone, and then something else happens. Spirit Swords to Plowshare exiles instead of being Pacifism, which also works. Look at that. We got a white 1 generic aura. Giant creature can attack or block. But unfortunately, it's completely useless if they have activated abilities or something that would trigger abilities. Like if you pacifism some sliver, for example, or if it ETBs destroy something, then it's pointless. Yeah, pacifism. Look, this guy's in his underwear. Who made this? This doesn't look like underwear for the age. This actually looks like modern showmanship. I don't think they had like pajamas or underwear in the era of, I mean, I don't know what time period this is anyway in the multiverse. For all I know, it's like thousands of years in the future, and they took ideas from Calvin Klein for all I know. Okay, next up, Toilet Ducks Far and Away. See, there's a lot of ways of getting, oh, it's one of, oh, good. Scryfall saved us. Okay, it's there's Far for a blue 1 generic. Return target creature to its owner's hand. That's one way of dealing with it. But also, there's Away. Pay a black 2 generic. Target player sacrifices a creature. Goodbye. So long, sucker. And hopefully they only have 1 creature out there. Then it works perfectly. Hyena with a Rebel Salvo. Rebel Salvo, this is a red card for a red 2 generic instant. Affinity for equipment. Rebel Salvo deals 5 damage to our creature or planeswalker. That permanent loses indestructible until end of turn. It's like just throwing a bone to the red players. Yeah, we know. You have no way to defeat indestructible creatures. You just deal damage. That's supposed to be your downside. Okay, well, we'll give you Rebel Salvo. It's, hold on, I don't understand this. It's an instant, but it gets cheaper if you have equipment? The spell costs 1 less to cast for each equipment you control. I really don't understand the flavor of this. That is a weird, just a weird ability, in my opinion. King Ginger coming out hot with the first super chat of the day. Venser, the Sojourner. His ultimate. All right, the ultimate on Venser. It's a 5 mana, 3 loyalty planeswalker. +2, exile target permanent you own. Then bring it back. It's a blanker. -1 creatures are unblockable this turn, but then there's -8. You get an emblem with whenever you cast a spell, exile target permanent. And exile it will. Exile all the indestructible creatures away. Burn from Within is also a burn spell that deals with indestructible creatures. Hold on, okay, hold on. Burn from Within. So it's just a thing now. If you burn something hot enough, it's going to exile. It's going to melt and disintegrate into nothing. So we have a red X sorcery. Burn from Within deals X damage to our creature or player. But if a creature is dealt damage this way, it loses indestructible until end of turn. If that creature would die this turn, exile it instead. What does that mean, burn from within? Well, please drink this molten cup of lava. That'll burn from within. Damn with Chainer's Edict. Chainer's Edict, black 1 generic, target player sacrifices a creature, and if you sacrifice a token, well, we can come back with the flashback and do it all over again. Haha! Can't protect from... You know, when you look at it, like, there's a lot of things that kill indestructible creatures. It's not even... Everyone tries so hard to make their stuff indestructible, and there's like a million answers to it. Well, there is an answer to the Chainer's Edict. I mean, you have too many creatures in play, and they're not going to sacrifice the indestructible one. Emperor! Farewell! So long. Okay, 6 mana, sorcery, choose 1 or more. Exile all artifacts, exile all creatures, exile all enchantments, or exile all graveyards. How is this just like not the most powerful card in the entire game? This is like the removal of all removal. It will literally get rid of everything except for what, planeswalkers and lands? That's it. You get to choose 1 or more. And also you get rid of the graveyard. All in one shot. Rebel Salvo was printed in 1, where red had lots of equipment synergy, and there was a creature cycle that could become indestructible. Doesn't help with Obliterator Vindicator, though, also in the set. Alright, that's good to know. Okay, next we have your friendly neighborhood idiot with Feed the Serpent, which is a 4 mana instant, exile target creature or planeswalker. Simple yet effective. Islarf with Oubliette! I don't know what this card would have done at any point in Magic the Gathering's history, but I know what it does now. It's a 3 mana enchantment that enters the battlefield. Target creature phases out until Oubliette leaves the battlefield. That creature, tap that creature as it phases this way. So like when it comes back phased tapped. What a strange card. Like you compare this to like anything today. This looks like an AI generated card that was like fixed up and cleaned up by humans. Alright, Emperor with Decree of Annihilation. Decree of Annihilation is a red 8 generic sorcery. Remove all artifacts, creatures, lands, graveyards, and hands from the game. And it's got cycling of 7 mana. That's, oh yeah, why would you even want to do that? Oh, when you cycle Decree of Annihilation, you destroy all the lands. This card's wild. I was thinking, like, 7 mana. You're so close to 10. Come on, you can hold out for a little bit longer. Just hold out for just a little bit longer. You can make it. Shadow says, Shadowlink says, yeah, the original text on the oldest Oubliette printing was weird, as typical of cards of that era. Yeah, they tried their hardest to just make it make some sense by today's standards. Turiot with the Vodelian Mindsinger. Is this really gonna work? I don't. Under some circumstances. So it's a blue 1 generic 2/2 Merfolk Wizard with kicker of red 1 generic and or green 1 generic. Enters the battlefield with 2+1/+1 counter on it for each time it was kicked. Oh, 2? So for 5 mana, you got a 4/4. When the Mindsinger enters the battlefield, gain control of target creature with power less than Vodalian Mindsinger's power for as long as you control Vodalian Mindsinger. Yeah, I guess you can steal it. I mean, that's one way of doing it. I don't know if it really cures Indestructible. You just stole the Indestructible card for your own bidding. Now someone else has to deal with it. Can't think of a super fun one today, but a surprise dress down works. Yep. Can wreck someone's indestructible plans. Wrecks my plan all the time. Blue 1 generic enchantment. It's got flash. Enters the battlefield, you also draw a card. And creatures lose all abilities. At the beginning of the end step, sacrifice dress down. Also, very important to note is that you could play it at the end of somebody's turn, and then dress down is still in play for the rest of your turn or the next person's turn. So it doesn't. So it feels like it's almost been played for 2 turns, except it really hasn't. Next super chat coming from John. We've got, you want to be creative? Humility. That is one way to do it. That's, although we just talked about dress down. Same thing. 4 mana enchantment. All creatures lose all abilities and have base power and toughness 1/1. Brings that Blightsteel Colossus down to size. Duarte with Ossification. Ossification, not to be mistaken with Colossification, is a white 1 generic aura. Enchant basic land you control. When it enters the battlefield, exile target creature or planeswalker an opponent controls until Ossification leaves the battlefield. Reminds me of Chain to the Rocks. Except it can hit planeswalkers. And it's white. And it can hit basic lands. Jay says, did we say Sunfall? No, but you did. Sunfall is a 5 mana sorcery. Exile all creatures. Incubate X, where X is the number of creatures exiled this way. Create an incubator token with X +1/+1 counters on it. And 2, transform this artifact. It transforms into a 0/0 Phyrexian artifact creature token. That's fantastic. So you like basically wipe the board and get an army out of it. And like what you get, Incubate X, where X is the number of tokens exiled this way, and it comes into play with X +1. So if you exile 5 creatures, you get 5 +1/+1 counters on this thing. That almost sounds broken. Really, really. I mean, it sucks if nobody has any creatures out, but outside of that, I think this card's insane. Bryce with the World Fire. World Fire, yeah, World Fire will do it. World Fire will deal with everything. Exile all permanents. It exiles things with Death Touch. Not just Indestructible, we got Death Touch, Flying, First Strike, Double Strike, Poison, Infect. It deals with everything. Fire. Solving problems since its creation. Exile cards from all hands and graveyards. Each player's life total becomes 1. And then it becomes a race of who can ping somebody first. And then next up, we've got Skirtier Witness Protection. I like that one. Oops. Witness Protection is a blue aura enchant creature. Loses all abilities and now is a green and white citizen creature with base power and toughness 1/1 named Legitimate Business Person. Nothing illegitimate here at all. I used to be a Blightsteel Colossus. I used to hit people I used to one-shot them to death. Now I simply deal in trading bottle caps. Alright, we got Emperor with Fumble. Fumble it is. It's a blue 1 generic instant. Return target creature to its owner's hand. Gain control of all auras and equipment attached to it. Then attach them to another target creature. Do the old switcheroo around here. We did Shadow Spear, yo, little Ted. We did Shadow Spear. Okay, hold on. We did Humility as well. Ooh, Whelming Wave. Hold on, this may not work for, there is a problem with this. It's a 4 mana sorcery. Return all creatures to their owner's hands, except the krakens, leviathans, octopuses, and serpents. Is there like a single octopus, kraken, serpent that's indestructible? I don't think I can count this card. There might be at least one leviathan that's indestructible, and then you screwed. Beanpot with Chaos Warp. Oh, we got Chaos! It's a 3-mana instant. The owner of target permanent shuffles it into their library, then reveals the top card of their library. If it's a permanent card, they put it onto the battlefield. It's one way to get rid of something indestructible. King Ginger with Toxic Deluge. Just have to pay with mana. The ultimate indestructible spell? You mean the ultimate indestructible destruction spell? So for 1 black 2 generic sorcery, as an additional cost to cast this spell, you get to pay X life. All creatures get -1/-1 until end of turn. Shrink them down to size. Ideally, till they're dead. You can't get hit by that Goomba too many times. Bacon Cat Bug. Pongify. It's the closest blue gets to hard removal. It destroys. That doesn't count. Pongify destroys. So we're trying to cure. We need the cure for indestructible here. You'll literally Pongify them, and they'll get a 3/3 creature at the same time. It's terrible. For Ginka, Fragment Reality. Fragment Reality is a white. It's not even a real card. It's an alchemy card. It's a white instant. Exile target non-token artifact, creature, or enchantment. Its controller puts a random creature. You get a random card. With lesser mana value from their library onto the battlefield. You just roll them dice. You never know what you're gonna get. I guess there's some... You're willing to take that gamble. Pongify... Oh, yeah. I guess you haven't heard... The stream hasn't caught up to you, Bacon Cat Bug. Okay, we got Alpha Nerd. Play of the game. You know, when you say that, or the game, this card name sounds like I should see a football. There should be like some sort of football picture. It's the play of the game. Okay, it's a 8-mana sorcery with assist. Another player can pay up to 6 of this spell's cost. Exile all non-land permanents. Wipe them off the battlefield. Say goodbye. Alan Baird with the Hour of Devastation. Yeah, a game of football. Anyway, okay, it's a 5-mana sorcery. All creatures lose indestructible until end of turn, and Hour of Devastation deals 5 damage to each creature and each non-bolus planeswalker. Bolus. Protection from Bolus. Or I guess Bolus has protection from Hour of Devastation. Oh, we just looked at that one. Okay, then we got Platonic Liquids. Vraska, Betrayal's Sting. Vraska was a betrayer, was she? Okay, we have a Phyrexian Black 4 generic 6 loyalty Vraska. Completed. Also 0, you draw a card and you lose 1 life, then you proliferate. -2, target creature becomes a treasure. Oh! Target creature becomes a treasure artifact with tap, sack this artifact, add 1 mana of any color, and loses all other card types and abilities. That's one creative way to... That's so weird. Okay, you're a creature. Now I turn you into a pile of coins or something. You are treasure. And then -9. If target player has fewer than 9 poison counters, they get a number of poison counters equal to the difference. In a world of Magic, what value does treasure have? You know, I don't see a lot of people wearing a ton of gold on these cards. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe if I look at the cards with royalty, there's tons of... Maybe gold has actual value in the multiverse. Just seems to me like with, you know, people having magical powers, shiny rocks probably don't matter anymore. Probably things that matter are like, you know, magical scepters, magical sticks. Should be higher on the food chain of the economy. Who needs silver? Okay, we've got... I'm typing versus Invisible Ink today. Well... I see that. Do you have something? Trotsky dies to flanking. Benelish Cavalry. Benelish Cavalry. Flanking? So white 1 generic 2/2. Whenever a creature without flanking blocks this creature, the blocking creature gets -1/-1 until end of turn. You don't have to block it. So not a really good way of using removal. Not a good removal spell in my opinion. Okay, Alpha Nerd with the Perilous Vault. Perilous Vault, 4 mana, artifact, pay 5, tap, exile Perilous Vault to exile all the non-land permanents, and they're all gone. Damn with Emrakul, the Aeon's Torn. Isn't A, E? Or no, maybe it is E. Okay, I'm just putting Emrakul. It is A. Okay, well, this is like one way to deal with sort of deal with indestructible creatures, sort of on that same sacrifice mechanic line. 15 mana for the 15/15 that can't be countered. You cast a spell, you take an extra turn after this one. Flying protection from spells that are 1 or more colors, and Annihilator 6, which means you attack. Whenever you attack with Emrakul, they have to sack 6 permanents. Goes to the graveyard from anywhere. Shuffle it back into your library. Next up, we have Zarathur with the cure for indestructible is a lighter and bad intentions. But seriously now, here's a donation for chat. Love the streams. Thank you very much, Zarathur. We are going to donate to Bryce with the Warp World. Oh, what the hell? Okay, 8 mana, sorcery. Each player shuffles all permanents they own into their library, then reveals that many cards from the top of their library. Each player puts all artifact creatures and land cards revealed this way onto the battlefield, then does the same for enchantment cards and puts all cards revealed this way that weren't put onto the battlefield on the bottom of their library. So I mean, you might get rid of the indestructible creature. You might even put more indestructible creatures on the battlefield. They could definitely go backwards. Marcio with Argentum Armor. Does this get rid of indestructible stuff? Okay, it doesn't. It gives +6/+6 whenever the creature attacks. Destroy target permanent, but you can't destroy indestructible creatures. Does not work. The Abyssal Soul, a corrosive mentor. We got 3 mana, 1/3 elemental rogue. Black creatures you control have Wither. They deal damage to creatures in the form of -1/-1 counters. Also, not something you can exactly force. Like, you attack with the Wither creature, and they'll just like, alright, right this way! Right this way. Go right ahead. Be my guest. Hit my owner. I'm not blocking you. I might die. I'd rather my Planeswalker controller die first. Okay, next up, we'll have Michael Ng with Treachery. Yeah, one way to deal with indestructible creatures is just take it for yourself. 5 mana, enters the battlefield, untap up to 5 lands. You control enchanted creature. Okay, Emperor with the Door to Nothingness. Player removal at its best. This doesn't really count. I mean, you don't deal with the indestructible creature at all. You just deal with your opponent. So I'm definitely not going to count this one. Okay, Jay Thompson. This actually can work. Massacre Girl. If you ever seen Massacre Girl in action, she literally is just a board wipe. Like, every single time I've seen Massacre Girl enter the battlefield, she just wipes everything out. It's 5 mana with Menace. Enters the battlefield. Each other creature gets -1/-1 until end of turn. Whenever a creature dies this way, each creature other than Massacre Girl gets -1/-1 until end of turn. So basically, you kill one thing, give something else -1/-1, it dies, then everything dies. The triggers just go kaboom, and like it's a complete board wipe. Oh, each creature other than Massacre Girl, so they get to end up with a menacing Massacre Girl at the end. This is what's her name from Kill Bill? Wait a minute, I don't think her name was really Beryl. Was her name mentioned? I can't remember. That's okay. Maybe she was mentioned at the very end of the series, I just don't remember. That Massacre Girl works too, though. Oh yeah, she works. She works hard for everybody. He means Master Girl, known killer. Well, then we can look at that. This one works too. It gives -1/-1 counters to everything. Okay, known killer. Menace. Creatures you control have wither. Whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, if it's tough, this actually doesn't work. Known killer doesn't work nearly as well as this one. The wither thing sucks. If you give something wither, it is meaningless. Like, it doesn't matter. It has no effect on your opponent's creatures until they actually block. Oh yeah, her name is Beatrice. That was her name. Crowcore Games! Out of time. Not yet. You're just in time, Crowcore Games. 3-mana enchantment. When out of time enters the battlefield, untap all creatures. Then phase them out until out of time leaves the battlefield. Put a time counter on out of time for each creature phased out this way, and it has a vanishing. So you slowly remove things from this. Remove vanishing counters from this to eventually run out and all the creatures come back. It's like a time capsule. Can you use counterspell for indestructible? I think it's a lame answer. You can counterspell anything. You can counterspell hexproof creatures. Would make for a very lame show if that were the case. Okay, who has... I don't think a... take a quick look at the super chats so that we don't go over them. The Jaded, Phyrexian Plague Lord. Phyrexian Plague Lord. It's a 5-mana 4/4. Tap, sacrifice Phyrexian Plague Lord. Target creature gets -4/-4 until end of turn. And also sacrifice a creature. Target creature gets -1/-1 until end of turn. It can deal with Toski right then and there. Just sack one creature, bam! That's it for Toski. And now next up for the next super chat, we've got Alex Denton. Here's one, Dismember. Yeah, Dismember, been killing off indestructible creatures for years. Phyrexian Black, 1 generic. A target creature gets -5/-5 until end of turn. Just make sure they're not too big. If it's too big and indestructible, it's hard to break it apart. Okay, next up, let's go with Vitor da Silva's 1,000 leeches? 1,000 leashes? Is it leashes or leeches? I think it's leeches. 1,000 something? I don't know. Is it 1,000 lashes? I think maybe it's 1,000 lashes. Okay, it's 4 mana aura. Enchanted creature can't attack or block, and its activated abilities cannot be activated. And at the beginning of that upkeep of that enchanted creature's controller, that player loses 1 life. That absolutely works. Yeah. We figured it out! Coffee crew, we figured it out. Also, Scryfall also figured it out. Okay, next up, we got Emperor's Oko, Thief of Crowns. The 3-mana Planeswalker with 4 loyalty, +2 create a food, because we all love food. +1, target artifact or creature loses all abilities and becomes a green elk with base power and toughness 3/3. You also can do a little switcheroo. -5 exchange to control of target artifact or creature you control, and target creature and opponent controls with power 3 or less. Okay, next up we have Arcanus Exterminatus. Exterminatus? 7 mana. Non-land permanents your opponents control lose indestructible until end of turn. Destroy all non-land permanents! Oh, we're blowing it all up. Alright, whatever's indestructible, is no longer indestructible. You thought you could dodge the Exterminatus? When you need a real exterminator to get rid of those cockroaches. Cockroaches effectively say they are indestructible until you get the right exterminator. We heard the music. It's time to thank our sponsor, FusionGamingOnline.com. Today is probably your last day to get 15% off a Kamigawa set singles. Oh, do we have an advertisement for Fallout yet? I'm sure they're going to sell the Fallout stuff. No, we still got that Ravnica Remasters, Murders at Karlov Manor. Get your singles hot and ready. Hot singles in your area, and also they'll send those hot singles worldwide at FusionGamingOnline.com. And don't forget to use coupon code Nikachu at checkout to get 5% off all your purchases. We're also going to thank Mana Traders, the premier place for renting Magic cards online. Play all formats before you buy into them in paper. Test out that deck digitally. And when you found the deck right for you, you buy it in paper. You can... Whoops, this is the wrong... You can support the channel using my Mana Traders link in the description below, or save 10% off your first 2 months using coupon code Nikachu_ZUE. Alright, back to indestructible creature answers. The cure for all these creatures. Pacers fan forever. You are so bold to super chat a card as obvious as Swords to Plowshares. We did that one already. You got sniped. I don't even gonna call you to say that you got sniped. I mean, it was like one of the first ones of the entire show. So we're gonna donate to Tim Miller. Roots. Is that a card? Is it just called Roots? Okay, enchant creature without flying. Enters the battlefield, tap enchanted creature. Enchanted creature does an untap during its controller's untap step. That actually works! 4 mana, tap your creature. That's it. You're indestructible, but you're stuck to the ground. Try to get through all them roots. That's not a snipe, that's a rocket launch. Yeah, sure. Okay, next up, we'll take a look at... give Marcio another chance. Extinction event. Does that work? Okay, well, yeah, will work. Okay, we got a 4 mana sorcery. Choose odd or even. Maybe flip a coin for it. Exile each creature with converted mana cost of the chosen value. 0 is considered even in this world. And you exile them all. The exile board wipe. Lignify. I'm too scared to ask what that is. Okay. I was gonna say, what's Lignify? What are they ligning? Okay, we have a green 1 generic enchantment. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature loses all abilities and is a tree folk with base power and toughness 0/4. Yeah, exactly. Lignify these nuts. Okay, Pacer fan forever wants to know. How about Final Judgment? Yeah, we haven't done that one. Does it exist? It does. 6 mana. Remove all creatures from the game. All of them. This is just like a crappier farewell. This is like so much. It's the same amount of mana, but does 1/4 of the job. Okay. Oh, did you get sniped, King Ginger? So like, well, where's your thing? Yeah, last one, Lignify. Okay, for this super chat, well, let's see if you had a different one. So Redco got sniped. You got sniped. Let's see if King Ginger had another one in the banks here. I can't see it, so I'll just give it to, you love Final Judgment. Oh, you like the art for Final Judgment? Looks like a weird dinosaur worm or something. Divine Gambit. Verginka takes their chances. Sorcery. Exile target artifact, creature, enchantment an opponent controls. That player may put a permanent card from their hand onto the battlefield. Maybe it will be better, maybe it will be worse. Alan Baird with the Invasion of Ravnica. This is a 5 mana siege. When Invasion of Ravnica enters the battlefield, exile target non-land permanent opponent controls that isn't exactly 2 colors. What's the other side? Turns into a 5/5 Guild-Pact Paragon. Some sort of, it looks like Karn. Some baby Karn. It's a construct. Whenever you cast a spell that's exactly 2 colors, look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may reveal a card that's exactly 2 colors from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. So it's value is what you're trying to... It's value. Okay, Alpha Nerd. What do you got for us? Dress Down, Great in a Pinch. We did Dress Down. I think you were there when we mentioned Dress Down too. So we'll give this next one to Arcanus, Nuclear Fallout. So what you're telling me is that there are nuclear weapons in the Magic the Gathering multiverse now There are such things as the atom bomb. Jace, we need to create an atom bomb to blow up Nicobolus. And the surrounding radiation will deal with all those zombies. Okay, we have a black X sorcery. Each creature gets twice -X until end of turn. Each player gets X rad counters. And those rad counters, they ain't rad. They're more like radiation rad. I just can think of the radiation sound effect, like when you're detecting it. When it was Fatal Push doesn't even work, Balder. Languish does, though. Languish is good. 4 mana. All creatures get -4/-4 until end of turn. Deal with them small, tiny, indestructible creatures. Next super chat coming from Alpha Nerd. We got Reprobation. Reprobation is a 2-mana aura. Yeah, that's right. There's a lot of auras that deal with indestructible creatures. Enchanted creature loses all abilities and is a coward. With a creature with base power and toughness 0/1. All of a sudden, they're afraid of everything. Next up, we've got Benovsky with Snap is always cool. The actual Snap. Snap! Alright, Snap says... Whoops. It's 2 mana, instant, return target creature to its owner's hand. Untap up to 2 lands. So it's like you didn't pay anything at all. Next up, we've got from Emperor also Ixodron. We got an Ix. I don't even know what Ixodron is. Ixodron, 5 mana for an illusion. It's quite an illusion over there. Enters the battlefield, turn all other non-token creatures face down. Ah, that's creative. So they're still there, but they're 2/2 creatures. But doesn't that mean they can still recast the creature? Because they're face down. They can be played for the face up cost, right? Ixodron's power and toughness are each equal to the number of face down creatures on the battlefield. Everything will be face down, and I will be big and strong. Carlo with the Living Death. Oop, I spelled this first one wrong. Totally wrong. Living. Oh yeah, it's get rid of indestructible creatures by just swapping them with everything in the graveyard. 5 mana sorcery. Each player exiles all cards from their graveyard, then sacks all creatures they control, then put all cards exiled this way onto the battlefield. The old switcheroo. Imprisoned in the Moon. I like this card. There's only one way to defeat Emrakul, and that is to fight her and then conceal her in the moon. When we see that big face on the moon now, it's actually the smile of Emrakul, or the frown for that matter. 3 mana aura. Enchant creature, land, or planeswalker. Enchanted permanent is a colorless land with tap, add colorless, and loses all other card types and abilities. Next up, let's have... Who has missed one? Or who hasn't even had one? I don't think Majra got one today. Baleful Mastery. Baleful Mastery. It's a good answer in my humble opinion. This one is a 4 mana instant. You may pay a black 1 generic rather than pay the spell's mana cost. If the black 1 generic was paid, an opponent draws a card. Exile target creature or planeswalker. Clean, actually. It's super clean. Clean and super effective. Okay, Emperor has another one. Grab the Reins. Entwined. Grab the Reins? This is... Fling the thing at face. Okay, so this is a 4 mana instant. Choose one. Until end of turn, you gain control of target creature and it gains haste. Also, sacrifice a creature. Grab the Reins deals damage equal to that creature's power to target creature or player. Oh, interesting. So you basically swipe the thing and you throw it back at them. Next up, we've got Yo Little Ted's Black Sun. What the hell does this do? Black Sun's Zenith. Black, black, X. Sorcery. Put X -1/-1 counters on each creature. Shuffle Black Sun Zenith into its owner's library. I don't even know what the other Zenith cards do. I just know what the green one does. The green Sun Zenith. The black one, I don't even know what the white one, the red one, or the blue one do. Or maybe I do know what the blue one does, but I just don't remember. Okay, next up. From Platonic Liquid, we got Thoughtseize. That absolutely does not count. Hand Destruction is not really just indestructible destruction. Definitely does not count. So we'll donate. It's a very funny pun though. Emrakul is coming back in Modern Horizons 3. Oh god. It's the last thing we need. The moon wasn't strong enough for her. Nothing can seal Emrakul away forever. Okay, Marcio, Ashiok. Nightmare Muse. The -3. So for 5 mana, we got -3. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Then that player exiles a card from their hand. Oh, potentially if there's no cards left in hand, then it will deal with it permanently. If not temporarily, maybe permanently. Next up, we got King Ginger's Song of the Dryads. Song of the Dryads. Again, another enchantment. Enchant permanent. It's colorless, and it's a forest. Tap your indestructible creature for mana today. Good morning, Christopher Fung. We have more Christophers here. More Christophers. Anna with Soul Seer. Soul Seer. Okay, this is a 3 mana. Oh, we did this one. Yeah, we did this one. Deal 5 damage and it loses indestructible until end of turn. Toilet Duck with Wing Shards. 3 mana instant. Target player sacks an attacking creature, and it's got Storm. Oh, but it's attacking creature. You can't force this. That being said, they're probably going to attack with a lot of creatures. It's a cute card. I totally forgot that this card existed. This came from Modern Horizons 1. Very, very interesting. Did King Ginger come up with another card? Blue draws white, makes 2/2s, and red deals X damage. Oh, for the green Sun Zenith? Because King Ginger got sniped. No, I don't see any replacement card. So move on with Super Chats with Alpha Nerds Humble. We gotta be humble around here. Indestructible creature has been humbled. For a white 1 generic, it's an instant. Until end of turn, target creature loses all abilities and has base power and toughness 0/1. Reminds me of a lot of frog cards from blue. Well, then we donated it a long time ago. It's been donated. Okay, we have the Ekra Progenitor Mimic. If you can't destroy it, copy it many times. No, that doesn't... you still gotta deal with what they got over there. I mean, you can out-muscle them, sure. But it's not really a cure for indestructible. If anything, you're making the disease worse. Making the disease worse. Okay, next up, we've got Engineered Plague. What is this gonna kill? Toski and then that's it? Engineered Plague, black 2 generic. When it comes into play, choose a creature type. All creatures of the chosen type get -1/-1. I don't know many indestructible creatures with 1 toughness. But it will kill some of them, I guess. Pacers fan forever with the Overwhelming Splendor. This is 8 mana! But you enchant a creature. An enchanted player control... creatures enchanted player controls lose all abilities and have base power and toughness 1/1. Enchanted player can't activate abilities that aren't mana abilities or loyalty abilities. You are frozen in time. Oh, do you have any enchantment removal? No? Well, then I guess it's over for you. Because the Overwhelming Splendor will render you useless. Ikaya with Kenrith. Kenrith's transformation? I don't know what the hell that is. This? Kenrith transformation. There's no such thing does not exist? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, it's literally called transformation. I thought it was like the transformed side of another card. All right, Kenrith's transformation. Oh no, Oko must have gotten to him. Oko, what have you done? Kenrith's transformation is a green 1 generic aura. Enchant creature. When Kenrith's transformation enters the battlefield, you draw a card. And enchanted creature loses all abilities and is a green elk creature with base power and toughness 3/3. Did this come from? Yeah, it came from Throne of Eldraine. It's literally right there. I was like looking for a double-sided card. I couldn't find it. Okay, next up we'll look at Varg's gift for Rando in chat. Thank you very much for your donation, Varg. We'll give it to Bacon Catbug, who apparently has finally caught a stream for the very first time. Bacon Catbug's never been here before. Frogify is a good one in blue. Is that what you meant the first time? Because I think you mentioned Pongify, and maybe you meant Frogify. Blue 1 generic aura. Enchanted creature. Enchanted creature loses all abilities and is a blue froggy with base power and toughness 1/1. It's a frog! Are there going to be more frogs in like Bloom Willow or whatever that is? There's a new set coming out with it's just based on cute creature types. They're coming out with the raccoons. Came out with raccoons. Tony, we did witness protection already. We did it already. Proto Pawn, Tragic Slip. I like that card. I like that card a lot because it's a black, can kill small creatures, giving it -1/-1. But if a creature died this turn, then has Morbid, that creature gets a -13/13 until end of turn. You just need something to die. Ah, you've activated my trap card. Tragic Slip. Activated it indeed. All right, Emperor, what do you got here? Defile for King Ginger. Oh, King Ginger had one, Defile. This one is target creature gets -1/-1 until end of turn for each swamp you control. Oh, it's like Mutilate. But not all creatures, just one creature. It's a mini Mutilate. Knowing Wizards of the Coast, the smallest frog creature will be the most broken creature up. Yep, you got it. You got that right, Tony. You nailed it. You absolutely nailed it. The Ekra, Reality Acid. It's great with Blink for sacrifice removal for the pesky ones. Okay, we got a blue 1 generic aura. Enchant creature has Vanishing 3. Enters the battlefield with 3 time counters on it. At the beginning of your upkeep, remove a time counter from it. When the last one is removed, sack it. When Reality Acid leaves the battlefield, enchanted permanent's controller sacrificing it. It's not really... This is like the slowest answer to a permanent, like, of all time. This card's Does this card have any value at all? It's just enchant permanent, and in 3 turns it's gone. Enchanted permanent's controller sacrifices it. There's a battlefield with 3 times at the beginning of your upkeep, and you control the Reality Acid, so it has to wait for me. I guess if I can get a few extra turns and remove some counters from the Reality Acid, then like it works the way I want it to. Is Reality Acid the opposite of getting high? I guess so. This is when you have a bad trip over here. Toes doesn't have a card yet? He got a card. Toes got a card. Toes got a card at the beginning. More frogs? I mean, I don't know. Oh, yeah. More frogs for Toads. Okay, next up we've got Karn Liberated. Yeah, it's a 7-mana 6 loyalty planeswalker, +4 target player exiles a card from their hand, but -3 exile target permanent. Or the third mode also works. -14 restart the game, leaving in play all non-aura permanents cards exiled with Karn Liberated, then put those cards onto the battlefield under your control. They'll be all yours now. Okay, it's Christopher B with Corrupted Conscience. Corrupted Conscience. 5-mana aura. You control enchanted creature. Enchanted creature has Infect. But why? Hold on. You control oh, you swipe the creature. That's what happened. So we've actually made this problem even worse. We stole our opponent's creature that was indestructible. Now it's our indestructible creature, and it has infect. That's just lovely. Lovely. Good job, chat. Okay, Crowcore Games with minimus containment. If done, join the dead. No, it's okay. We'll do minimus containment. 3 mana for a aura, enchant non-land permanent. Enchanted permanent is a treasure artifact. Again, it's a treasure. Like what diamond, how do diamonds have any value in this world? I guess it makes mana. So when we sacrifice treasures, are we paying for our spells? Like paying as in like I'm buying it from like the multiverse Amazon or something? Whenever enchanted permanent is a treasure artifact with tap. Sack this artifact and 1 mana of any color, and it loses all other abilities. Okay, next up we've got... We did Humility. We did Reality Acid. I don't think we did False Prophet from Redco, though. False Prophet, 4 mana for a 2/2. It's put into the graveyard from the battlefield. Exile all creatures with it. That's right, we're all going down together. Everyone, indestructible creatures are not... Is he jumping off? I was about to make a comment about everyone drinking the red punch or whatever. The spiked punch. Spiked in a bad way. But it looks like the False Prophet is like, everyone join me. If we all jump off together, we'll all fly. And then it's going to work horribly, horribly wrong for everybody. Okay, next super chat coming from Alpha Nerd. Divide by 0. Three mana instant, return target creature or permanent with mana value 1 or greater to its owner's hand, and also you get to learn. You may reveal a lesson card you own from outside the game and put it into your hand, or discard a card to draw a card. A lot of people were paranoid the learn mechanic would have been broken, but it actually ended up being just completely fine. Like it did not actually break the game whatsoever. Magus of the bargain. Did we do control magic? We have now. Simple but effective. 4 mana, just steal their creature. Now it's your creature. TKO with witness protection. Highly underrated. You are absolutely right. However, we did that one already. Witness protect. You got... I guess you're just a little too late for the show. So we will donate your super chat to... Who we're going to donate to? Who hasn't got a card yet at all? There's got to be somebody with no card here. Or someone with less cards than other people around here. I don't know if someone 2/4C got a card yet. Someone 2/4C is like someone who like shows up at the end of the show all the time now. Coming in that 4th quarter. They'll kill Stuffy Doll. That was not a suggestion, 124C. Okay, we'll go with Anna's Tainted Ether. The Tainted Ether. It's for 4 mana. It's an enchantment. Whenever a creature comes into play, its controller sacrifices a creature or land. That doesn't work at all. Whenever a creature comes into play, its controller sacrifices... You could, like, sack the creature or a land. There's, like, no way that, you're gonna lose your indestructible creature. Okay, Redco, reduce to memory. Three mana, another lesson card. Exile target non-land permanent. Its controller creates a 3/2 red and white spirit creature token. So they get something. They get a little something around here. Okay, Pacers fan forever with Descend upon the Sinful. We got a 6 mana sorcery. Exile all the creatures. Delirium, create a 4/4 white angel creature token. With flying, if there are 4 or more card types among cards in your graveyard. Only 1 angel! Pathetic. That wasn't worth it at all. Okay, let's go with Skirtier's Nightmare Unmaking. Nightmare on Making, 5 mana. Sorcery, exile each creature with power greater than the number of cards in your hand, or exile each creature with power less than the number of cards in your hand. That is such a weird card. It's like the, you know, odd or even, except for, you know, cards in your hand. And also, if you're empty-handed, you'll just exile everything, because you can have a hand of 0. Hand of 0 and nothing. Okay, Alphanerd's Blue Sun's Twilight makes players salty, says Alphanerd. This is a blue X sorcery. Gain control of target creature with mana value X or less. If X is 5 or more, create a token that's a copy of that creature. So it makes people angry because you swipe their damn thing, and then you get like 2 copies of it. So like you don't have any indestructible creatures. I got the indestructible creature, and I also made a clone of it as well. How it all works out. Alright, Toads with Mangara of Corondor. I like that one. Mangara. Very unique card. 3 mana, 1/1. You can tap Exile Mangara of Corondor and target permanent, but there is a catch to this card. Maybe not for you, but for your opponents. With that ability on the stack, you can blink your Mangara of Corondor and just exile your opponent's stuff. So you don't have to exile at the same time. So Mangara of Corondor won't be on the battlefield, or at least the original Mangara of Corondor, the one that tried to exile target permanent, won't be on the battlefield. So if you can blink Mangara of Corondor in response to the tap exile ability, you get to keep your Mangara. Very, very nice. Oh yeah, Mangara, I used to use that with Karakas. Oh, in Legacy. Was Karakas ever legal in Commander? That seems like such a butchered card. Okay, we got Boulder with Damnation. Cerise with otherwise Death Grasp. That's okay. With Damnation destroys. Okay, Death Grasp. Yeah, Damnation. That doesn't work. Death Grasp, however, is a blue-white X card. Death Grasp deals X damage to target creature player. You gain X life. That still doesn't work. You cannot deal with an indestructible creature by trying to destroy it. That's the whole point of it. It's indestructible. Deal as much damage to those indestructible creatures as you wish. Okay, we'll move. I will donate the super chat to. Did someone 24C say something? I think he said something. Some 124C. Maybe I missed it. Kaya with Skyclave Apparition. This is the white, 1 generic, 2/2 core spirit. When Skyclave Apparition enters the battlefield, exile up to 1 target non-land, non-token permanent you don't control with converted mana cost 4 or less. When Skyclave Apparition leaves the battlefield, the exiled card's owner creates an XX blue illusion creature token where X is the converted mana cost of the exiled card. The point is, you exile the damn thing. You get it out of here. And even if they kill the Skyclave Apparition, they just get an illusion back. They're not getting the real thing back. Bryce, how can you super chat Toxrill? This was literally super chatted. We did that one, right? Toxrill? I'm 100% sure we did that one. Oh, maybe we didn't. Oh, I thought that this was a different card. Damnation works? No, it does not work. Oh, wait a minute. No, it doesn't work. It says destroy all creatures. They can't be regenerated. The fact that indestructible creatures can't be regenerated doesn't matter. It's not the same. It targets the board. No, that doesn't matter. If an indestructible creature cannot be destroyed. I know it's a little weird how. Anyway, indestructible just means cannot be destroyed, and damage will not will also not kill it by any means possible. See, destroy, like damnation gets around things like protection from black, because protection does not protect you from like non-targeting stuff. I think that's the hiccup that you have. Okay, Toxrill the Corrosive, 7 mana for a 7/7 slug. At the beginning of each end step, put a slime counter on each creature you don't control. Creatures you don't control get -1/-1 for each slime counter on them. It's like basically death by 1,000 slime counters. Whenever a creature you don't control with a slime counter on it dies, you create a 1/1 black slug creature token. Also, for a black and blue sacrifice a slug, you get to draw a card. Interesting. Okay, Toads and Ekra both say Upheaval. Isn't that just banned in Commander? I guess not in your play group. 6 mana sorcery, return all permanents to their owner's hands. It's really the answer to everything. So it will, yeah, it will deal with the indestructible creature. It will also deal with everyone's mana base, their planeswalkers, their tokens, everything. Clean answer. All right, it's been an hour, so now we are just going to exclusively do super chats from here on out. Okay, for Ginka, with probably the most expensive, the Elixir Amulet of Unmaking. This is a 5 mana artifact, pay 5 tap, remove Amulet of Unmaking from the game. Remove target artifact, creature, or land from the game. Play its ability as a sorcery. But you can, like, dig for your artifact and then play it. So even though it's expensive, it's okay. Pacers fan forever with the Black Sun's Twilight. Black Sun's Twilight is a black X instant. Up to 1 target creature gets -X/-X until end of turn. If X is 5 or more, return a creature card with mana value X or less from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. I remember, it's you know, a lot of people are upset by indestructible creatures. There's like a million ways to deal with them. John, Karn Liberated, we did that one. Sorry about that, John. You got sniped. I should give you a snipe sound effect. But we'll donate your super chat to... Platonic Liquid is like, Upheaval plus Thoughtseize. See, it works. It will work. Yeah, you'll never have to deal with it again. Now let's go with Prod Mile. The Meat Hook Massacre. We did not do Meat Hook Massacre. This is a black X, enters the battlefield. Each creature gets -X/-X until end of turn. Whenever a creature you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life. And whenever another creature dies, whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, you gain a life. Good stuff. Another witness. Did you super chat this twice? No, hold on. Did you do I think you did another one that we did. Witness protection. No, I think you super chatted this one twice. Anyway, we did witness Hero. Just for you, TKO. I'll show you witness protection. We got witness protection for a blue enchant creature. Enchant creature loses all abilities and is a green and white citizen creature with base power and toughness 1/1. Named legitimate business person. Okay, but seriously, we're gonna donate this one. We'll donate it to Jess's Cyclonic Rift. It's like the fair Upheaval, except just as annoying. Blue 1 generic instant. Return target non-land permanent you don't control to its owner's hand. And Overload for 7 mana. Return all non-land permanents you don't control to their owner's hands. Arguably better than Upheaval, because you don't even bounce any of your stuff. Sudden Edict. From Pacers Fan Forever. Okay, we got black 1 generic instant, split second, as long as this spell is on the stack. Players can't cast spells or activate abilities that aren't mana abilities. Target player sacrifices a creature. Split second! You got no time to think. And I got my sights set on your creature. Enemy spotted. Minkoa, have we done Arrest? We have not done Arrest. Rest is a 3-mana enchant creature. Enchant creature can't attack or block, and its activated abilities can't be activated. Actually, I'm not sure. Maybe we did do a rest, but I'm not sure. Some of these cards, they do the same sort of thing. They all look the same. Bacon Catbug for Ichthymorphos. It's a gift to toads. I'm just typing 5 letters, and I'm hoping the game Scryfall knows what I'm talking about. 3 mana aura, enchanted creature. Is it a giant fish or something? Enchanted creature loses all abilities and is a blue fish with base power and toughness 0/1. But it's so big! Or maybe it's not big, maybe it's just perspective. Maybe it's smaller. Maybe it's smaller than somebody's helmet. Yeah, I think it's just a perspective thing. I thought it was as big as a ship. Don't even know what's going on in the background here. Akaya, donate to chat since I got a free one. Oh, how very generous of you, Akaya. Okay, Akaya, we're gonna donate this one to David with Malekith the Black Blade plus damnate that a second person. Okay, Malekith the Black Blade. Hold on, I'm gonna look up Black Blade because I can't find this card. I don't think there is no such thing as the Malekith the Black Blade. There's just like Dakon Black Blade, Gideon Black Blade. Is it Gideon Black Blade? Exile target non-land permanent. Okay, that one works. I'm gonna hope it was this card. I'm hoping. Up to, and also, yeah, I'm just -6. It works. Sleazy with what's it called? Olivia's Wrath. Okay, let's look at Olivia's Wrath. This doesn't count. Donate to chat. Definitely. Well, hopefully it counts. Olivia is a 5-mana sorcerer. Each non-vampire creature gets -X/-X until end of turn, where X is the number of vampires you control. Absolutely, that counts. That's a great one. Crowcore Games. Join the dead. Join us. But remember, death is overrated. Black 1 generic instant. Target creature gets -5/-5 until end of turn. Well, it's a clunky removal spell anyway. Descend 4. That creature gets -10/-10 until end of turn. Instead, if there are 4 or more permanent cards in your graveyard. Shieldred's Edict has many options. I'm sure it does. By Pacers Fan Forever. Pacers Fan Forever probably has someone in their play group that has a ton of indestructible creatures and exclusively makes a deck out of all these cards. Okay, 2 mana, instant. Each opponent sacrifices a non-token creature. Each opponent sacrifices a creature token, or each opponent sacrifices a planeswalker. Ooh, that's gotta hurt. If you get a 3-for-1 on planeswalkers, don't piss off Shieldred. See, she's vengeful. Okay, next up we'll have... Okay, I'm aware that there's this gigantic donation here, but we'll get it last. Hyena with Will, Scholar of the Frost. Is like on the other side here. The Scholar of the Frost. Up to 1 target creature has base power and toughness 0/2 until your next turn. Only has a +1 ability. That's pretty good. You can cast either side you want. Yeah, you can choose whatever side you want. That's sick! So for 5 mana, you can just start... Oh, it's until your next turn. I thought, we can just pick things off like Oko. They learned their lesson. That Oko was broken. Oko was Broco. Also, for -3, you can draw 2 cards. -7, exile up to 5 target permanents. For each permanent exiled this way, its controller gets a 4/4 blue and red elemental. Okay, cannot have Deadly Rollick on here. Oh, I've overused the sound effect. Boom. Deadly Rollick. What the hell is this creature? It's a 4-mana instant. If you control a commander, you may cast the spell without paying its mana cost. Oh, it's clean and simple. Exile target creature. That does work. Okay, Baldur, are you coming to redeem yourself? Grasp of Darkness. Not Death's Grasp, my bad. Alright, the Grasp of Darkness. Target creature gets -4/-4 until end of turn. That absolutely does work. Good stuff. And next up we'll have Prodmile, the Meat Hook Massacre. We have done that one. Oh, you got like sorta sniped. Okay, so we're gonna donate this one. I think I saw someone 2/4C with Apocalypse. Okay, this one's for someone 2/4C. Apocalypse. Okay, this is red, 2 generic sorcery. Remove all permanents from the game, and you discard your hand. This is basically the anti-upheaval. Instead of starting the game with all the cards in our hand, we have nothing. Everyone got nothing. including the red player. I guess the deal is you gotta hide something underneath like an enchantment, Apocalypse, and then you get the thing at the end. That works out quite well. All right, Shane with Exchange of Words. You suck. No, you suck. I take your Indestructible. 3 mana, enchantment. When Exchange of Words enters the battlefield, choose 2 target creatures. For as long as Exchange of Words remains on the battlefield, exchange the text boxes of those creatures. Okay, yeah, that actually does work. This is a real card? This is an A-core. That sounds so fake. This doesn't sound like real at all. Enters the battlefield, choose 2 target creatures. For as long as Exchange of Words remains on the battlefield, exchange the text boxes of those creatures. That is just bizarre. Okay, it actually works. Answers to Indestructible that I never thought would be an answer. Okay, we've got Emperor! As many donations to chat as $20 gifts. Okay, we'll do 10, I guess. Even though this, I really should just base it on like how much time there's left in the show. Okay, our first one will go to Christopher B. Pemin's Aura. So this is the first Pemin's Aura. Which is a 3 mana creature. Pay a blue, untap enchanted creature. Pay a blue, enchanted creature gains flying until end of turn. Also, pay a blue, enchanted creature can't be the target of spells or abilities this turn. This is creative. And then you can also pay 1. Enchanted creature gets +1/-1 or -1/+1 until end of turn. So, I mean, this is supposed to buff up your creatures, but you could give it to an opponent's creature. And then just crank up the mana. Oh, you want to get bigger, bigger, bigger? So it's like you get so big that eventually it kills you. You got too big for your own good. You took so many mushrooms, your head exploded. Okay, the second one will go to someone 24C with the Giant Oyster. Giant Oyster is a 4 mana 0/3. You may choose not to untap Giant Oyster during your untap step. Tap as long as Giant Oyster remains tapped. Target tap creature does an untap during its controller's next untap step. And at the beginning of each of your draw steps, put a -1/-1 counter on that creature. When Giant Oyster leaves play or becomes untapped, remove all -1 counters from that creature. Oh, slowly squeezing it to death. Thought it would just tap it down for forever. Okay, the third super chat goes to Tony. Eaten by piranhas. Yeah, don't screw with them. We have eaten by spiders, eaten by piranhas. Both suck. Okay, blue, 1 generic flash. Enchanted creature. Enchanted creature loses all abilities and is a black skeleton creature with base power and toughness 1/1. I guess even after the piranhas get to you, you can still have a little bit of power left over. Okay, the fourth super chat gonna go to Dan with Chickenify. Chickenify? There's such a thing. I can't find it. Sorry about that, Dem. It doesn't exist. Black Lance Geo with the Legacy Weapon. 7 mana artifact. It's a legendary artifact. And for Wooburg, exile target permanent. You won't even know it ever existed. If Legacy Weapon would be put into a graveyard from anywhere, reveal Legacy Weapon and shuffle into its owner's library. You cannot destroy the Legacy Weapon. Only the Legacy Weapon will destroy/exile everything else. Okay, so the fifth one now. We'll go to Jackstraw with Dead/Gone. Now the dead probably isn't going to do squat, because it's only pay a red, deal 2 damage to target creature. But little you know, red has bounce with Gone. Return target creature you don't control to its owner's hand. The sixth super chat will go to Tirat with Cultural Exchange. Let's see the English version. Okay, we have a blue 4 generic sorcery. Oh, it's cute. It's like, I don't even know what to describe. It's like a half raccoon, half rabbit, half squirrel. Okay, sorcery. Choose any number of creatures target player controls. Choose the same number of creatures another player controls. Could be you. Those players exchange control of those creatures. Okay, the seventh super chat is going to go to Magus of the Bargains, World Gorger Dragon. You get everything back. Hold on. Yeah, does this count? Flying Trample enters the battlefield, exile all other non-land permanents. When it leaves the battlefield... Well, I mean, when it enters the battlefield, you exile all other exile all other permanents you control. But it's only when you control. Leaves the battlefield. It actually does nothing, sorry. 6th super chat will go to who now? We'll give it to Christopher V. Crush the Tentacles. You don't give me cards. Christopher B. gonna take all these. Crush. Oh, sorry, it's Crush of Tentacles. It's a 6-mana sorcery with Surge. Return all non-land permanents to their owner's hands. If Crush of Tentacles Surge cost was paid, put an 8/8 blue octopus creature token onto the battlefield. So basically, you're just, you know, bouncing the indestructible creatures back. Okay, 7th super chat going to Will Anderson, Godhead of Awe. What is this? Okay, Azorius for a 4/4 Spirit Avatar. Flying. Other creatures are 1/1s. Technically does not solve the indestructible problem, though. It just makes them weaker. But what if you're up against Toski, huh? Toski was already a 1/1. Everything has fallen exactly into their plans. Okay, someone to foresee with the mana chains. Okay, blue enchanted creature gains cumulative upkeep of 1. Does that work? I don't remember how cumulative upkeep works. I think you have to sacrifice the permanent. I like that. That's funny. It's almost like blue removal. Enchanted creature gains cumulative upkeep 1. It's so cheap. I don't know. I think it's creative. I think it's cool. Okay, the 8th super chat goes to the Jaded. Goblin Welder on indestructible artifacts. Ooh, creative. That's a great idea for a red 1/1. It's a Goblin Artificer. Tap. Choose target artifact a player controls, anybody, and target artifact card in that player's graveyard. And then you do a switcheroo. So if both targets are still legal as the ability resolves, target player simultaneously sacks the artifact and then returns the artifact card from the graveyard to the battlefield. So you sack your indestructible creature, return, I don't know, some mana rock or something. Lotus Petal, for example. Okay, the 8th super chat goes to King Ginger, the Great Aurora. Please, someone make this good. I got so many copies of it. I've opened so many of this damn card. Green, 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 6 generic for a sorcery. Each player shuffles all cards from their hand and all permanents that they own into their library, then draws that many cards. Each player may put any number of land cards from their hand onto the battlefield and then exile the Great Aurora. And hopefully they don't draw more indestructible creatures. Let's put Toad's Unstable Mutation. Does that work? I don't know if this one works. This is the 9th super chat. It's a blue enchanted creature, gets +3/+3, but at the beginning... Oh, I guess it does work. At the beginning of the upkeep of enchanted creature's control, you put a -1/-1 counter on that creature. I think this will be very, very, very slowly kill that indestructible creature, but it's pretty garb. I don't think Tabernacle deals with indestructible creatures, right? It actually literally tries to destroy the creatures. Next up, we have for Ginka's Asterion's Thirst. This is the 10th super chat. Alright, 4 mana. Instant exile target creature. Put X +1/+1 counters on a commander creature you control, where X is the power of that creature exiled this way. Oh, very, very clean. Okay, Platonic Liquid with Shahrazad. Platonic Liquid always thinking outside the box. Well, honestly, this doesn't even deal with it. Like, it's still there, right? Like, players must leave the game in progress. Like, the indestructible creature is still in that game. And you have to use cards left in the library to play another game, which there might be another indestructible creature. And the problem is, even if you win the sub game, there's no even guarantee that you win the main game, because they only lose half their life total. They don't lose their entire life total. Okay, we'll donate this one then to Protopond with Pendril Mists. That one might work. Pendril Mists is a 4-mana enchantment. Each creature gains during your upkeep. Pay 1 or bury this creature. Actually, they've errated that to because the bury used to be destroy, and now it says sacrifice this creature unless you pay 1. Okay, the errata is very important. Very important to have an errata. We did Swords to Plowshares, Yardy. We did Swords to Plowshares. Okay, hear me out. Door to Nothingness. Oh, you got sniped, Minkoa. I think you knew it. Okay, so we're gonna donate that one. Unless you have another one, Minkoa. Maybe you have another one. I don't know if you have another one in the queue. Can't see. Tabernacles Oracle text says sacrifice. Okay, let's see if it was similarly worded. No, it does not. All creatures have, at the beginning of your upkeep, destroy this creature unless you pay 1. You're wrong on both counts, Redco. What Oracle text are you looking at? This is, oh, if you're looking at this card, this is literally not the Oracle text. This is just text of the old card. This, however, is the Oracle text. This is the, this is what we live by. Easy mistake to happen. I see that. This is really deceptive. They should just update this damn thing. That is, that literally says sacrifice this creature, and it's wrong. Okay, next up. So we still have to donate the super chat. Phyrexian Crusader? I don't know if this Phyrexian Crusader. I don't think this works, right? It just has first strike protection from red and from white, and in fact, you can't force someone to lose their card. Lose their indestructible creature. When the Oracle text screws the card. Yeah, Oracle text screws the card big time. Does anyone have anything left? Are we running out of cards here? The Ekra Darksteel Mutation. We might have gone through every single card in existence. White, 1 generic, aura, enchant creature. Enchant creature is an insect with an artifact creature with base power and toughness 0/1 and has indestructible. What? So we're not even like getting rid of the indestructible thing. We literally, it's like we're removing their indestructible, but then we're giving it indestructible. So the problem hasn't been solved at all. Turiat has a good one. Okay, where's Turiat? Oblation? This is a 3-mana instant. The owner of target non-land permanent shuffles it into their library, then draws 2 cards. That is a good one. Shuffle it away. We're just going to shuffle it away, get it out of here. For real, last one this time. Hurl Through Hell. Okay, this is a 4-mana instant. Exile target creature until the end of your next turn. You may cast that card, and you may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast that spell. So you got rid of the problem, and then all of a sudden it's going to be everybody else's problem to deal with. Simple yet effective. Merfolk Trickster. Hold on, why am I taking cards from the crowd here? Okay, we have a blue-blue 2/2 Merfolk Wizard. Flash enters the battlefield, tap target creature an opponent controls, and it loses all abilities until end of turn. But it's up to you to make the best of it. Crowcore Games with Sludge Monster. It's broken with Toxrill. The Sludge Monster. 5 mana for a 5/5 horror. Enters the battlefield or attacks, put a slime counter on up to 1 other target creature. That slime counter has good synergy with that Toxrill. Non-horror creatures with slime counters on them lose all abilities and have base power and toughness 2/2. And Jake with Smite the Deathless. This is a red 1 generic instant, deals 3 damage to target creature, and that creature loses indestructible until end of turn. If that creature would die this turn, exile it instead. And that's it! We run out of super chats. That means we run out of show, but that's okay, because it's not the end of Coffee and MTG, because we do this weekdays, 11 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time. Oh, everyone listen up! I think we're going to have an extra show on Tuesday in the evening. I'm going to SCG Con this weekend, was it like March 8th to 10th or whatever? So there's going to be no show on Friday, no show, but and there's going to be a show early on Thursday, and there will be a show late on, there will be 2 shows on Tuesday. I'll make an update for everybody who actually follows the show, and hopefully everyone shows up when they're supposed to show up, and then it'll probably be a late show on like Monday because I have to fly back on that day. Thanks everyone who supports the show. If you're a patron on Patreon, a member on YouTube, or a supporter, member on YouTube, or you super chat to be part of the show, or super chat to help other people play part of the show. And we gotta thank the coffee crew like Ferginka, Crowcore Games, Protopon. We got Platonic Liquid, The Jaded, Silvercation, Steve Cooper, Toads, Dem, PM, Hyena, King Ginger, Varg, because you guys are the coffee crew. So as usual, my crew, keep brewing up them coffees, and we will keep brewing up the magic. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you at the next cup.